Welcome to this video. My name is Eva, and in this video I talk about the raw food diet and the fruit-based diet and about very important questions that you have to understand and to know if you go to a raw vegan diet or to a fruit-based diet, or if you're interested in it. And these questions, they come up again and again, like in my coaching calls or just people text me, so I really want to answer them. So the first question is a wonderful question, and it's basically how do I get the motivation to keep going with a better diet, and how long am I doing this lifestyle? So the first question, what really helps me is to have a very strong why, to have something that motivates me. For me personally, it changed. So in the beginning, my why was, okay, I want to lose weight, I want to have this amazing body, I want to go to the beach in my bikini, I want to, I don't know, meet hot guys and, have good time together. So that was my first motivation that made me go eat healthier, because to be honest, nothing tastes better in the long run than how it feels to be vibrant, to have so much energy. So that was my first why. But now that I'm learning a lot more about like the mucusless diet and a lot more about health, disease, the connection between food and illness. Like my number one motivation is just because if by eating healthy I can avoid and prevent so many diseases. And it sounds strange maybe if you're not familiar with the connection between food and illness, but from my research you can really prevent or minimize the risk so much for Alzheimer, for cancer, heart attack, stroke, for multiple sclerosis. There's so many diseases that you can basically very much prevent or minimize the risk. And for me, that's just my number one reason, because for me it's so important to be healthy and to be vibrant even when I'm 60 years old or 50 years old, because I personally want to be there for my family and for my partner. I don't want to be all the time like sick, going from one doctor to the other. I want to live my life, I want to thrive, and that's my number one motivation. And you have to understand that in the end you pay a price. Like if you don't eat healthy now, you have to make up for it in the future, and you have to deal with your health issues in the future. So it's really much better to do the hard work now, to change your habits now, even though it's difficult. I agree it's difficult, but it is worth in the long run. Everything is worth in the long run if you invest now in yourself. So that is my number one reason, and that is what keeps me going, because even though I agree that most people don't eat healthy, like we get every day all of these ads to go eat junk food, go to McDonald's or Burger King or all of these bad places. And so it can be quite tempting to go back to eating unhealthy food, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I would like, sometimes I want to say to people in the face and make them understand that if you eat healthy, you have so much better life quality. Because I was not eating healthy all my life. Actually, I was eating really bad for some time, and I had all of those issues like eating disorder, because I had to calorie count in order to stay slim. I had to, I don't know, I had pimples in my face and all of that. And it like everything went away when I started eating healthier. So for me, my life quality now is so much better. And that's my why. And how long have I been eating this way? So I actually turned vegetarian when I was 12 years old. So quite some time, I think 9 years. And I went vegan when I was 15 and raw vegan when I was 17, or mostly raw vegan. I mean, I was trying to be raw, but I ate maybe every 3 months something cooked. And now I'm raw, like fully raw for the past 6 months or 7 months or something. So I'm always fruit based for 4 years. And yes, and it changed my health, changed my life, and I will for the rest of my life be fruit based because it's just so beneficial for your health. And yes, and I love it. And by the way, I'm so sorry, so sorry for the background noise because we have construction work going on for the past 2 months and it's so bad. And in some weeks, I'm gonna change the apartment because it is like every day so much. So I'm really sorry for the background noise. So to the next question. It's a fantastic question. Why does this lifestyle change people's lives in so dramatic ways? It is or is and the other question is it particularly fruit based or is it just raw vegan? So amazing questions. The first one is because if you start to understand the connection between food and disease and the benefits that a raw vegan fruit based diet can give you, you really be amazed. Like you will be so amazed, and I was so amazed. And especially like I went to some fruit festivals, which is basically a place like a festival where people eat fruit, and you meet a lot of people who eat fruit based for many years, let it be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you get to know them and you get to know their stories and what health challenges they've overcome. Like I personally, and I say the truth by saying this, I talk with people who have overcome eating disorders. I mean, I overcame eating disorders. I talk with people who overcame mental issues like depression. I talk with people who overcame drug addictions, and I don't want to say any names, but I can just say it's true. I mean, I talked with them, and for me, it's just crazy what a raw vegan fruit based diet can do to you because you will realize once you start eating that way and let it be just high raw fruit based or just fruit based vegan, you will change your life because you as a person will receive a huge transformation. It will if you change your health, if you change the food you eat, it will have a dramatic impact on everything in your life. Like for me, I was very blessed that I started to eat that way when I was 17, because it has just changed everything. Like all of the decisions that I took from starting a business, from living abroad on the Canary Islands, all of this is just because I started eating raw food. So it will have like I don't know any person who started eating raw food who is not and doing it right, who had not like a dramatic shift in their life. And yeah, just have to because here's the audio and I cannot, I hope it's okay. And yeah, so they're incredible people. I also know a person who healed from like early stages of cancer. And I mean, if you write me in private, I can give you the contacts of the people. So they're really amazing benefits to the diet. And it's like, okay, maybe once you're like a beginner and you don't know much about the diet, you might not believe it, but once you learn more, you read different books. I can recommend, for example, to read The Mucusless Healing System by Arnold Ehret. You really understand why it is so important to eat fruit-based raw vegan. So yeah, it's just the best thing that happened to me. And yes, and the second question is it important to eat fruit-based raw vegan or is it okay if you just eat raw vegan? For me, from my research and from what I believe to be true is that humans are frugivores. So humans, when you look at the teeth, when you look at the like our hands, it is like now it is super obvious that humans are frugivores. Like humans are meant to eat a lot of fruit. It's just our hands, our teeth, our physiology, anatomy, and oh, it is so loud. I'm so sorry, but we are just meant to eat fruit. And there's like a super nice picture which shows basically herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, frugivores. And frugivores are, for example, some sorts of like monkeys, and humans have just so many similarities with frugivores, so it's just obvious. So if you want to have the best results, the most energy, the most vitality, the best health, then of course you have to go fruit-based raw vegan. But I would also like, I personally love to eat vegetables. I would highly recommend to eat greens and vegetables and salads. For me, it's there's just a lot more balance. But if you avoid fruit, it's not the way to go, because from my experience, if people start to avoid fruit, they have to make up for the calories. So the moment they avoid fruit, the moment they start to eat more fat, like nuts, seeds, etc. And of course, nuts, seeds, guacamole, avocado, etc. is very important, but in small amounts. We are not meant to be thriving on a fat-based diet. We are meant to be thriving on a carbohydrate diet, because it's just the way that we're designed, our body's designed, and our body can just convert energy from carbohydrates a lot more efficient than from fat. That's just the way it is. And yes, so that's why, I mean, it's your decision. Like, if you go raw vegan, it's already amazing because you cut out so many bad things like alcohol or fast food, etc. So if you go raw vegan, that's already fantastic. But it's always about how far you want to go, like how far you want to improve your health. And if you really want to improve your health, if you really want to have amazing energy, then go fruit-based raw vegan. That's just amazing. That's just how you can have the most energy and the most transformative experience. The next question that I want to talk about is how much, and no, fruit-based diet versus raw vegan diet. By fruit-based, because the person that texted me, she was saying for her it's very hard to believe that you can actually eat that much fruit. And I agree, and I think it's so sad that in our society we say to people, "Oh no, don't eat enough fruit." It's just like it's crazy. It's absolutely madness, actually. And I personally believe that the reason why so many millions of people die is because they don't eat enough fruit. There's also the misbelief that fruit sugar is bad for you, and that is just so not true. It is so not true, because first of all, our body runs on sugar. We need sugar, and everyone who says our body runs on fat, I'm sorry, but you really have to study a lot more, like how our body is like organized. No offense, but you really have to study a little bit more, because our body runs on sugar. And the thing is, when people, for example, they say, "Oh no, I cannot eat the banana because it's too much sugar," and then they eat pasta, and I'm like, dude, I mean, pasta, it's also glucose. It's just that the glucose molecules, the it's like a necklace, which is a lot bigger. So the body needs a lot more energy in order to create, like in order to cut this big necklace into very small pieces. And with fruit, it's the opposite. With fruit, you have not a big necklace. You just have a very small, tiny necklace, and it's very easy for the body to cut the small pieces of the tiny necklace into perfect small pieces for the body to absorb the glucose. And so it's a lot more efficient if you eat fruit for your body to get the energy from the fruit. So actually, I would never say that fruit is bad for you, and I would highly recommend for everyone to eat fruit, because humans first are frugivores. We run on sugar. It's the best, like, and fruit has so much vitamins, minerals, etc. So fruit has everything basically that we need if we also eat vegetables and greens, of course. So I don't know, it's a misbelief. And the funny thing is that a lot of people say, "Oh no, fruit has too much sugar." They then start, of course, because they don't get enough sugar from fruit if they avoid fruit, so they start to binge out on junk food, or they start to eat like cakes, candies, like artificially created candies, etc., which is obviously so bad for your body. So I know from my research, I know from my experience that eating fruit is absolutely healthy for you, and there is no harm in eating fruit. The only thing that you have to understand is to keep your fat a little bit low to improve more and better absorption, and that's it. But I mean, I've been eating fruit for the past 4 years, probably more than 4 years, every day, all day, and I feel amazing. And you can see it in my videos. I started putting out videos, I think, 2 years ago, so you can see how I changed. And yes, so no worries about fruit. And the next question is, how much do I charge for coaching? And if I have a link for like so that people can go to my coaching. So yes, I do one-on-one coaching, and I charge currently, I would say, about $37 or 37 euros, but inclusive is also a smoothie recipe ebook. And yes, and I really like coaching because I love to help people. The only thing is that currently, like, I don't have that much time, so I don't do so much coaching, but I try to really help people with coaching. And yes, and it's super easy. I mean, you can book it super easy. You just go to my website, and the link is in the description box or in the comment section. And then you tap there and you go to coaching, and then you tap on coaching, and that's it basically. And then you can buy it, and then you can get like, then you get a questionnaire like with the questions that I want you to answer so that you are prepared for going into the coaching session, because I personally really want to, like, I value my time and I value other people's time. So if I do coaching with people, I really want them to get the results, and I want also not to waste my time. So I really want this to be a good coaching session. So I ask people to answer a list of questions so that we are prepared. Then I answer the questions and we talk about more questions, etc. So this is basically coaching. And yes, and I don't know like how I will continue if I'm open to coaching any longer, because I like it, but it always takes a lot of time. So I don't know, but for now I'm open, and if you're interested in coaching, then you can just check it out. And yes, the next question is how long, that's a beautiful question, how long I've been dancing salsa. I've been dancing salsa, I think now for 3 years, so not that long, especially with COVID. But I love it. I absolutely love it. I also dance bachata and kizomba, and it's my favorite thing to do because I love the connection that you have with your dancing partner. I love that you can play and with the partner, and you can, feel the music, feel the rhythm. And I'm a huge fan of like Latin American culture or Spanish culture and all of that. Like, I just love it. I love it, and it makes me feel good, and it's just perfect. So if you're thinking about starting to dance, maybe if you want to start waltz or any other dance, just do it. Like, I love dancing. It has changed my life so much. I met so many beautiful people and friends through dancing, so I would highly recommend to just start doing it. And yes, and I love it. I love it. And the very last question that I'm going to answer in this video is, what brought me to the Canary Islands, and do I still recommend it? Because I'm here for now 10 months, and I can still recommend it. I really love the Canary Islands. They're very diverse, especially if you travel to the different islands. So I live on Gran Canaria, which is one island, but there are different ones such as Tenerife, La Palma, Lanzarote, Fuerteventura, and every island is very different. And I love it because you're like relatively close to Europe, so you can still have not that much time difference. So I can talk with my family quite easily via like WhatsApp phone call, and I really appreciate that. I love the culture. I love, like, as I said, like Latin American culture, and the Canary Islands, they're truly like a melting point, you say that in English, I don't know, of different cultures. And especially because like some people from Africa came here, or live here. Some people from Europe, some people from Cuba, from South America, and so there are a lot of different cultures, and I really like it, especially okay now with like this whole situation with this virus thingy. There was not so many activities, but usually every day you can have different activities, especially in the city of Gran Canaria, Las Palmas. So that's what I really love. The only thing is, I miss the summer in Germany because I, I sometimes I miss my family. Sometimes I miss the green, the forest. But definitely during winter, or maybe I could really imagine living here from September to June, and then be 3 months in Munich or in Germany, because I miss Germany sometimes, but the winter is amazing here, and every island is so different. So, for example, if you really like, maybe you love sand and you love like hot weather, then you can go to Fuerteventura or Gran Canaria. And if you really love like more green, then you can go to Tenerife or you can go to La Palma. So it's very different. The only thing with the jobs, I think it really depends. If you can get a job here, it's I think they don't pay as much as if they would, for example, in Switzerland or in Germany or in Sweden, or in the UK. So I don't know, but I don't know. I think it really depends on your area of expertise. Because, for example, I talked with a teacher from the UK, and he started working here, and he said here in Gran Canaria it was actually a lot more easier to find jobs than it was back in the UK. So I think it really depends what is your area of expertise, and I cannot like give advice on that, because I would love to have an online business and work like location independent. But I can really recommend the Canary Islands. I love them. I love the culture, and yes. So that's it for today. I really hope that I could answer your questions. If you have more questions, you can text them in the comment section. And I thank you so much for being with me in this video. I really hope that the background noise was not too bad. Sometimes I had to stop the video because in that moment there was construction work and it was too loud. So I hope that was okay. And yes, and if you want, if you're interested in coaching, if you're interested in ebooks that I create, then definitely tap the link in my bio or the link in the comment section, and you can go to my website and have all of the information there. So thank you so much for watching, and I see you in coaching, in the ebooks, or on Instagram or on my website. Have a wonderful day and see you soon. Bye.